Broncos country, what is going on, man? That is now 10 games in a row. The Broncos have won, and more importantly, they have clinched the number one seed in the AFC West from a tiebreaker standpoint um, with the New England Patriots in a very fast flowing, strange, but like you said before we went live, very clean game for the Broncos as they ended up winning 24-17. It really was not even that close. Pete Carroll was just trying to be petty at the end. But what were your initial thoughts, man, on a little bit more of a chill game from Broncos country standpoint?
It felt like they really focused on they did not like the performance they had on that Thursday night against the Raiders, and they kind of made it their mission to not let another game like that happen again. And they were methodical, and they were gonna just take points off the board or take long drives, get points, and just play a clean game. And that's what they did. And yeah, there was some dumb stuff at the end there that makes it look closer, but uh, for the most part, that was a pretty convincing win and exactly what we wanted to see, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. I thought it was a really clean game. I mean, Bo was incredibly efficient. 31 of 38, 212 yards, no touchdown passes, no picks. He did have a rushing score. Broncos ran the ball, man, 31 times and threw it 38, which is crazy because it seemed like we still ran it way more. But 31 times, 152 yards as a team, 4.9 average. My big takeaway, man, I thought RJ Harvey looked awesome today. I thought he
Agreed.
was phenomenal in the run game. I thought he was great catching the ball. He finished with 75 yards running, a 4.4 average, and he finished with 6 catches for 25 yards. So I thought he was awesome, man. But just good, man. Really good to just come out of a game like this that you know you should absolutely win with a win and relatively clean, knock on wood, from an injury front standpoint. I don't think there was anything significant there.
Yeah, it seemed like it from the first drive. There was two really good things that happened on our first offensive drive that was like a good omen going forward, and that was Bo is super calm, which that's always how you can kind of tell going into a game is like,
Totally.
is he calm? How's his feet? Okay, he's good. This game should be good. The second thing was RJ breaking that tackle on third down on that screen pass and then getting the first, which ends up leading to a touchdown, was just like, okay,
Yeah.
RJ's taking this seriously and he's not going to just be the guy filling in and taking what they give him, but like actually making plays. And he had the mindset of like, I'm not going down, even though I'm supposed to go down right now.
Yep.
And that's the kind of play that we wanted to see out of him. And it set the tone for the rest of the day.
No, 100%, man. Like I said, I thought he really came in here with a mission. I mean, it seemed like they were mixing in all three of the backs, right? Jaleel and Bidet, but he still dominated in terms of touches. He had 23 touches, 17 carries. Jaleel had 4. He looked good in his limited snaps, and Tyler Bidet. So it looks like there's kind of a little bit of a competition behind RJ, but he's the guy, man. He's the guy. And talk about Adam Prentice, huh? Adam Prentice looking good. He's kind of like a do it all type of guy for this offense.
Yeah, no, I do. We called it a couple games ago when I was saying like short down situations, like he's so far, like knock on wood, been undeniable. Like if it's second, third, and short, like do that little I formation, quick give to fullback dive, whatever it is, and Prentice has been money, and
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like he could have scored on that one
me too.
where he
Me too.
broke off.
I
It's
thought
like,
he slipped maybe,
yeah,
but then they showed the replay and he
yeah.
didn't. I think he's just really slow. But that would have been
Well,
sweet.
it wasn't the fact that he just needed the mindset in that one spot where it was like he was gonna try to like stiff arm him, and then when he missed the stiff arm, he kind of just leaned in and kind of fell. And it
Yeah.
was like, dude, if you would have just had the Mike Allstott like mentality right there and just been like, good luck trying to tackle me, I think he would have scored personally. I think he could have kept that guy at bay because that guy had no business tackling him.
Yeah. No, he didn't. He didn't. But man, I'm pretty sure now for the year, if I've counted right, I think he has 6 touches, and all of them are for first downs, or
Yeah.
like maybe even 7. Like he's just kind of the first down guy. And Vic Chin coming through. Vic, let me know, man, if when you connect to a VPN, if it works, because I'm going to be in Mexico next week. I won't be able to do a post game, I don't think, from there, by the way. And I want to see if I can like do an IP blocker or VPN or something to be able to watch the game there if it's
Okay,
not on.
I can answer this question. Who is your provider? like your
For
provider?
well, I just watched. So I actually just canceled everything because it's pointless. So I've been watching
Mm,
it through. Well, it depends. I think next game's on CBS. I have like I have Paramount Plus,
okay,
and
you
then
may be good.
I have NFL Plus that I watch Red Zone.
Yeah, you may be good then.
And yeah, so we'll see.
I
Yeah, we'll
tried it
see.
on YouTube TV when I was in Mexico, and it could tell I was in Mexico, and they didn't. It was like blocking me, even with the VPN. They were like, "This is on," so then I was like, "Okay, it's Resort, you need to get me this game," and I had
Yeah,
to like get them on it, but they did.
yeah, and sometimes they can do it. I just don't know, like I said, if it's featured there or how they get it. But
Yeah,
hopefully we'll be able to see it. Yeah. So, anyways, we'll see. But yeah, otherwise, man, I mean, overall, I thought really good game. I thought the defense played pretty well. They were a little bit leakier than you'd like at times, especially the first drive. But they seem to really get it figured out. But this was kind of one of those like games where I got the sense that Broncos just wanted to get out of there as quickly as they could with a win. It was like, let's
yeah,
just try to kill the clock. They had, 40 minutes of time of possession. So they did what they needed to, which is always a good thing.
yeah. I mean, they felt exactly how I felt at home. Just like, okay, this game's over. We all can agree. Can we all just agree this game's
Yeah.
over and
Yeah.
let's all go our separate ways cleanly?
Yeah.
Nobody else getting hurt, you know. But dude, like the Kenny Pickett drive and then that stupid field goal at the end was just like, can we take this seriously a little bit, Vic? Like, or Vance? Like, come on, dude. Like, that's embarrassing. Like, you
Yeah.
should, you know. But
No, it was, and
it's fine.
I'm sure. I mean, Sean Payton, he's got his post game, he's got his presser right now, and I would be surprised if he didn't say anything about like how he was kind of frustrated with the way that game ended. But good stuff for the team to learn, I guess.
Yeah.
Moving forward, that you just never want to see him get lax like that. So
Yeah. I want to just point out, let's run through a couple. I know we're gonna do stock down on our horsepower hour, but let's give shout outs a little bit to a few
Mhm.
guys. Let me start out. Marvin Mims punt return. That just really was
Yeah.
like one of those ones where Las Vegas was basically like, this ain't gonna be our day. And
Yeah.
we've been waiting for that. And not only was it just like it wasn't just a perfect block to return either. It was like he made that happen. Most
Yeah.
guys would have went down right there, and he just slipped tackles, broke them, and then took it outside. And just that's why he's been the Pro Bowler of on the special teams and punt returner, because he can make those plays. So that was just a huge one. Just kind of let everybody breathe a sigh of relief today, because the defense giving up that early touchdown was just like, what?
Yeah.
And then that kind of broke their spirit a little bit.
Yeah. No, that was awesome, and I was surprised. I had no idea that was Marvin's first punt return touchdown. I know he's had a lot of big ones,
Oh, I didn't.
but I guess it makes sense. Like he's never actually scored on a punt return, so that was his first one. Yeah, that was massive. Just I think to kind of settle everything down and because the big thing for the Raiders is like they probably came into this game said if we want to have a chance to win, we gotta not turn the ball over, which they didn't, and not let a play like that sway the game. And I mean, special teams plays will sway it quite a bit. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, it's crazy. There's gonna be a whole big scandal about this game. I guess the Broncos were 7.5-point favorites. And that
Oh,
stupid field goal. And dude, the last
that's
scandal
100%
that happened
on the
was
refs, dude.
well, yeah, and the last scandal that happened too involved the Raiders as well. So I mean, listen, I don't
And it's
know.
Vegas.
It's weird. Yeah. I mean, it's very weird. And yeah, it was stupid. I mean, it was done by Brandon Jones too. But dude, what are you delaying? The game's
never
over. They're not going to get it. They're not going to get it in 4 seconds. Yes.
No
That's where I
way.
was like, that's weird.
And they always do that. Usually they're doing it with a minute left or, whatever. But to do that with 4 seconds left when there's absolutely positively no chance they're even going to get snap off, like, what are we doing, refs? Like that. That's exactly why I don't bet everybody. Because if I would have lost money on that, I would have been beside myself. I would be, talking to myself, walking down the street, people would be like, something's wrong with that guy.
Yeah. It's again, it's one of those things where I get what I get what Pete Carroll and them are doing. I mean, they had some young guys in, they had a backup, like maybe just trying to get some reps and build for whatever. But man, when things like that happen, it's just like it's going to go into question. And with how in bed the NFL is with gambling, it's just frustrating.
Yeah.
And so I wish they would at least like look into it or make a statement on it or something just to acknowledge at least that like, okay, we get that it's a little bit of a problem, but
Yeah. I mean, you could, okay. Like just thinking like real quick, just thinking logically, there's no way you could script. We're going to throw it to this guy, and then we're going to have their guy like hold him slightly. Then we're going to call a penalty, and then the guy's got to make the kick. I mean, it's not, that part was not, but it's at the same time, like would be beside myself because it didn't matter at all. And it happened. And
I think it's like, again, it's one of those things where it's like, why are you kicking?
Yeah,
you know,
it's just
like why are you kicking the field goal? Just like throw a Hail Mary if you want to make it look like it's less. But yeah, it is what it is. Kodiak coming through saying super proud of the way Harvey played. Again, I thought he was the clear MVP of the offense at least today. I thought he was awesome. Looked great. Loved the way he was running. And what I really liked that was a big change from last week was he would be fine taking those runs that are blocked for 4 or 5 yards. Like he just put his head in and he goes. He wasn't trying to get fancy or get more than, necessarily was actually there because he's realizing that that's not going to happen in college. I think Ashton Genty's realizing that too. And so just taking what the defense gives you, as cliche as that sounds, he did a really good job. I thought he was awesome. I thought he did great. Yeah, we definitely started off the post game talking about him. So it was It was the guy coming through with you're a Browns fan? I'm sorry in general. That sucks.
That does suck. That does.
What are you about to say?
I was just gonna say, Harvey almost broke a long one on that first drive. He got all the way through to the second level and had one more tackle to break and just got his legs caught. But he ran really hard and he got touchdown. And Bo, I thought, he would be my offensive MVP just because he was super clean, didn't really ever make anything even close to being a mistake or ill-advised, and just hit people in rhythm. I wanted that touchdown with Court at the very end there, but I mean, running for that touchdown, I think he realized, oh dang, I could have ran for a touchdown on that second down on that first drive, and then it's like, and then they called it, and they were like, this is.
I was gonna say, I think that was that was pretty sure that was a designed run
for sure, because Bo never does that. He never will be like, I'm going to take 1 second and then take off
and then take off running.
Yeah. So that was for sure run, but
I thought he was phenomenal, man. I thought he was so good today. Accurate, never seemed rushed, manipulated the pocket really well. He had a lot of really big time throws, big time conversions. The receivers didn't help him with several drops. I mean, it cleaned up in the second half, but first half it was like a Franklin drop and then Franklin bobble that didn't get us the first down. I think if I counted, Cortland Sutton had 2 drops. So yeah, the drops were not fun, man. They gotta fix that kind of stuff. But otherwise, I thought Bo was fantastic, per usual. So that he was awesome.
Yeah. 2 things that are continuing through week after week after week is penalties and drops. And I just don't understand like how that's not getting cleaned up. I just don't. But there was a couple, I thought 2 PIs on PS2 today, like was okay. That's surprising. Man, a couple little notes. Pat Bryant barely missed that Hail Mary like touchdown.
Yeah, dude, he totally almost had that.
That would have been so sweet if he would have got that.
Yeah,
I was just proud of like just the way that we sustain drives, because I honestly think like a lot of times this team will just shoot themselves in the foot on something stupid like with a drop or a penalty, and then not. And they did still do that. Like at the end of the half, that one that they called back on Franklin for bobbling it for a second. It's like, okay, maybe, but like never in a million years are even reviewing that on any other team. It's only because we took a timeout, which was like unfortunate because we kind of had to, or else we would have been like no time left.
Yeah.
But that sucked. But I was just proud of the way that the offense was like, we're not going to, we're going to control this game. And
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah, I mean, look, you just look at the first half, 14 play drive, go a touchdown, 9 play drive, uh, ended in a punt, which is, yeah, they felt like they probably should kick the field goal there, but, and then 10 play drive that you're referencing that ended up being turnover on downs because of that call, and then they had the Hail Mary, which is the one play, and then they opened up the second half, 14 play drive, 19 play drive, which was insane, took 10 minutes off the clock, and then at the end of the game, the turnover on downs, 6 plays. So, I mean, dude, I don't recall a game where the Broncos have had that many 10+ play drives.
No.
So yeah, it was really impressive. Just felt like they were totally in control. And again, those like little nitpicky things are just so annoying because it was a 24-7 ball game, not a 24-17 ball game. But
and it should have been
whatever. We'll get over it.
A 30-something to 7 game. But
yeah,
it's just those little things like, and luckily it didn't end up, mattering too much. But that first drive, I was like, what is going on with the defense? Like Washington, we didn't play a great defensive game against Washington. We start out this game giving up a touchdown, long touchdown drive where really there was nothing. They got to 1 third down that they barely had a little bit of pressure, but that was a pretty easy drive to start off the game. I was like, what is going on with this defense? Bauer's like wide open. Talanoa Hufanga felt a little like one step behind this whole game today for me. I don't know. And I don't know if he was banged up or whatever, but it didn't seem like he wanted to hit people as like his normal self. So yeah,
it seemed like we were rotating in a lot of guys too, like a lot more. I felt like we had our backup pass rushers in quite a bit more, and I get it. I mean, you're not trying to like overwork or they really seem to want to limit the amount of snaps that some of the guys are getting. But overall, yeah, just kind of an old school type of a game today, man. Which, like I said, it was. I mean, it could have been done in basically 2.5 hours in real time.
Yeah.
How fast it went. So
how nice is it that we're like now to a point where beating the Raiders is not only just like we went a long time without beating the freaking Raiders.
Oh yeah.
Like
I think they won 8 or 9 in a row against us.
Yes.
Until we ended the streak. Yeah.
And now we swept them this season and we were pissed we didn't win the first game by more. In the second game, we're annoyed that we gave up some points. You know what I mean? Like that's where we're at. So like, and remember 2 years ago or before, not even 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago, when in the draft, we're drafting 12th and they're drafting 13th. They're record wise better than us. And a lot of people thought that the Broncos could have traded back and still got Bo and did all this stuff. And they drafted him too early. Look at where the Raiders are. They got Brock Bowers, who a lot of people wanted. Rightly so. He's a great player. But like, look at where they are and look at where we are in like a year and a half. And we were dead even with them. And they were probably slightly ahead.
No doubt, man. And like, I think the Raiders are proof, along with a lot of other franchises, of like the Broncos were. This is what caused those 8-9 years of just us being a meme. And one of the worst in the NFL is they try to put Band-Aid fixes on everything. They never truly felt like they wanted to, build the team the right way. And that's what happened. Like they kept thinking, oh yeah, we had Derek Carr, and then we'll get Geno Smith as our quarterback after an Aiden O'Connell year. And then, oh yeah, we'll just draft Ashton Genty, even though like we have no semblance of a line at all. It's just, I think eventually they'll, they might have to learn, or they'll have to learn. But yeah, this is what happens, man. If you don't have a quarterback and you don't have even a halfway decent offensive line, you're not going to win a lot of games. And that's where the Raiders are at. I mean, their O-line is trash. Their Geno Smith is only a decent quarterback if he's got a really good line. Outside of Bowers, they really don't have anything.
And on paper, like they've done well in the draft. I've liked the players that they've picked. But it's the philosophy behind the way you build a team is the difference. And it's like, okay, on paper, they have a borderline Hall of Fame head coach. They have, Ashton Genty is an amazing football player that they picked, but when you don't have the structure to help him, Jack Besh, I really like that pick. I mean, Brock Bowers is maybe the best tight end. They have an all-pro pass rusher. Like, they have in premium positions really good talent, but they don't have a quarterback, and they're getting beat in the trenches, and that tells you everything. And
and nothing else matters.
And and we always get caught up in like the flashy moves and like the sexy positions, but like, just look at this team and just realize that is not how you build a football team. And this is like a perfect exhibit A of that.
Yep. 100%. 100%, man. And again, we dedicated resources to build from the inside out. They didn't. And the difference is, they're 2-11 and we're 11-2.
Crazy.
So it's awesome, man. Can't believe it. I cannot believe after 13 games, the Broncos are now the number 1 seed in the AFC with the tiebreaker against New England. I think that's absolutely massive. Heading into the final four games of the year.
Yep.
Yeah. 4 games of the season. What do you want to see from this next stretch? Because obviously, we got the Packers coming to town next week. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars afterwards. 2, playoff teams, very, very good teams. What do you want to? Is there anything particular you want to see, or how are you feeling about that stretch really in general?
It felt like this game. I was just checking to see if the Packers ended up winning. They did.
Yeah, they got a pick in the end.
Oh, okay. It looks like I felt this game specifically felt like we were like, okay, don't underestimate the team that we're playing, and because you can get, this is a trap game of all trap games with the schedule coming up. And I'm glad, like, that's Sean Payton's like genius and brilliance, in my opinion. Not only is like all the other stuff, but he keeps this team exactly focused on the right things. I love Mike Shanahan and all that, but we had so many stupid trap game losses in his era, and it just wasn't necessary. And just letting the team, he understands the vibe of this team and how to keep them focused. So that is a good sign going into the last, quarter of this season. I expect us to take it seriously as we have every game. And the good thing about this team is I complain and we kind of gripe about it as Broncos fans to be like, oh, we never get the love that we feel like we deserve. But you know what? It keeps our heads straight. I don't want this team reading press clippings. I don't want them thinking that they've done anything yet, because this is going to be a tough stretch. The last 4 games are all legit games, and they've done a lot to put themselves in position to get the first seed. They've now got the tiebreaker with New England. And if they go, in my opinion, if they go 3-1 in these last 4, they should be able to get the first seed. New England has 2 really tough games coming up. And if they can do that, they have no reason to believe they can't get to a Super Bowl. So this is I'm super happy we got out of this game clean. Hopefully no injuries, and we took care of business and we took it seriously. But here's where you really, really got to finish, because if you don't want to waste all the things that you've just built up. You are in a really good position. Just finish it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we're in full control of our destiny, man. Which is awesome. So it's a unique position to be in. And again, just like you said, just like we've found a way to finish all the games this year, all the 1-score games in this 10-game winning streak of a stretch. We got to continue to finish, which brings up this point with the saying the Colts are completely finished. Obviously, what happened with Daniel Jones is extremely unfortunate. But dude, we talked about it even last week. They went from the number 1 seed in the AFC to number 6 in 2 weeks.
Yes.
And now they're number 7, and they're really on the outside looking in. I feel like their playoff odds are probably gone from 90% to maybe 20% potentially in a 3-week stretch. So yeah, this is the time of the year, man, where you want to start playing your best football. I feel like what's really nice is Bo Nix seems to be playing his best football right now, which is extremely important. So I'd like to see him kind of continue on that and continue rolling. But
yeah,
that was massive.
Here's the other thing I was thinking about is it feels like Sean has done a good job of like he's almost playing. I think we're very fortunate to win 10 games in a row. I mean, we started 1-2, and to be 11-2 is insane. I mean, that is an all-time like that. No matter what happens this season, that is an all-time unbelievable thing that you just accomplished. But what makes that even more impressive is I don't feel like Sean is like even kind of unleashed what we do the best. I have a feeling he's keeping some stuff that he's like, I'm going to put a lot on your plate. I'm going to make sure I'm going to basically the way he runs a training camp, I'm going to callous you so you're prepared to like be tougher during the games. He's doing that mentally throughout this whole stretch early in the season. And I feel like now it's starting to like a little more comfortable. This is a little easier. This is a little bit better. And if we can finish this next 4 games, and it doesn't mean we have to win them all, but like if we can finish these next 4 games and still be going like this and not be like leveling off, then you can really get to the point. Cause that's what happened in 2015. 2015, it felt like we were like holding on by in dear life by all these games and the defense was bailing us out. But it's like when we got Peyton back, they pulled Brock, and then it was like, okay, now we can do what we do best. Let's game plan stuff up. Let's do that. And they were peaking at the right time and the defense was unbelievable. But like, I feel like we can do that offensively now where Bo looks even more settled. RJ is going to have enough reps where he's going to start to feel comfortable. That's a amazing game that was like builds confidence for him and Jaleel and Bidet. I thought they all ran hard.
Yeah.
And
well.
I just have this feeling like Sean is like, he's got a back pocket full of stuff that he really, really likes that he's like, I'm not going to use it unless I have to. And he hasn't had to. So that's just what it feels like. Hopefully I'm right.
Yeah, no, I think so too, man. And you can tell that they're always trying to set things up, like, utilizing a lot of specific formations and using Prentice a lot so that teams have to begin respecting him so he can open things up. But I think we've seen it with Sean, like it's a consistent, build upon build. And he wants his teams to be playing best in this final stretch. So we'll see if it continues. I'd say the big thing, and we're really going to see it against a team like Jacksonville in a couple weeks, but maybe even this week against Green Bay, like, why Jacksonville has been so good this year is because they're incredible at taking the football away. That's one area I still think that we have a lot of room to grow in terms of like as good as our defense has been, we're not really a team that forces turnovers that much like we were last year. So I just think those things kind of come when they come in bunches, and they go to like teams that earn it. And I don't think there's any reason that we haven't. But the Earth, Wind, and Fire song, September 21st.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Do you remember? That was the last time the Broncos lost a football game.
It's
September
insane.
21st. Isn't that insanity?
Wow.
Isn't that crazy to think, man? Like, I remember how pissed I was after that game, like 2 walk-off losses in a row.
Oh, yeah.
You just irritated, and this team's won 10 in a row since, man. That's the equivalent to like the Nuggets winning 45, 50 games straight. Pretty unheard of.
That's one of those ones where the vibes feel like this season can either go one of 2 ways, because you losing games you feel like you should have won it's like the worst feeling in the world to be like, we gave that away. I hope it doesn't come back to bite us. And to be like, and it felt like maybe that's exactly what this team needed. Who knows? To be like so pissed off that they lost 2 games they felt like they should have won, that they were like, we're not going to let it get down to that again. We're not going to make those mistakes. I think, again, this goes back to the character of the way that Sean brings in football players is they don't just like keep making the same mistakes over and over. They have a mentality of like, if I learn my lessons, if I learn from this, I think if we just keep getting better, like there's no ceiling. And last week I felt was the perfect game, even though it was like way closer than we thought it was supposed to be. And it was like this thriller on Sunday night. It came down to one play. It ended up pushing us so tough of like the defense needed to get a bunch of looks that they got, and the offense needed a bunch of stuff that they got. So, I feel good about like the trajectory of the team right now.
No doubt. No doubt, man. Me too. And how can you not? How can you not? When you've won 10 straight, you obviously got to be feeling really good. And again, man, I think it's just so important, like to keep it on a week by week thing. Not get too ahead of ourselves, not overthink so many things about like the win streak. And that's one thing that, like you said, Sean Payton's done such a good job of with keeping this team very level headed in these situations. So, hopefully they can continue. And it's nice, man. It's really nice having like 2 extra home games every year, essentially, when you're playing in LA against the Chargers and when you're playing in Las Vegas now against the Raiders. Because I saw pictures today, that shit was crazy. That was crazy. Like it was well over 50% of the fans there were Bronco fans, man. So
and even honestly, even last week in Washington, it felt like we had a ton of people there.
Yeah, we did. No, it's crazy, man. Broncos country definitely knows how to travel. That's for sure.
And Sean smart about like, okay, we'll play overseas, but we're the road team. And then he gets a neutral field, as your road game. So like he's like, I'll take the hard thing and I'll volunteer for it, but I'm going to get something out of it. And it's just, that's what you gotta love about the Sean Payton is just like, he's so detail oriented about every little thing, about the travel, what time we're waking up, what time we fly, all that stuff. And it pays dividends, man. It really does.
It does. It's the smallest thing. I used to drive by that giant Roomba. Yeah, dude, it looks exactly like a Roomba. It is pretty crazy.
That's perfect.
Pretty crazy how much it does. And Kodak, hopefully you're feeling better, man. You're healing up well. Hopefully he'll make an appearance on tomorrow's Horsepower Hour. That would be awesome.
For sure.
That would be awesome. But yeah, any other players that you felt like you wanted to like give your version of a game ball, or maybe a little bit of props to as well?
The way this started for this person, I didn't like, but I thought he really responded was Adam Troutman. He had a block or try to block on Crosby earlier in the game. And I was just like, that was pathetic. But then at the same time, I was like, why are you having Adam Troutman block Max Crosby? So I can't get too mad at it. But he had a really good catch and run, broke some tackles to get a first down on a long drive. I thought he did. He received the onside kick. He had a bunch of little plays that were like, oh, okay. So I thought he responded well, and that was nice to see. I was hoping Evan was going to have a big day because it's like, oh, maybe we can unleash the Evan Ingram experiment like after last week. And unfortunately, that didn't really happen. But it was nice to get some contribution from the tight end position.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this, man. We had a lot of different people catch the ball today. But speaking of blocking on Crosby, freaking Mercedes Lewis, dude, on one of the plays just absolutely stuck him. I mean,
he swallowed him.
That was cool, and he seemed like he was a lot more comfortable this time around. Like he kind of settled in because I felt like he played really well in his blocking tight end role overall. Little Jordan Humphrey, I thought made some plays.
Yep, he did.
I really liked how he looked and how they kind of mixed him into the offense a little bit, but not overdoing it per se, but allowing for him to go out there and be a big body dude. But yeah, I think I'm still stocked down big time on Troy Franklin, man. He had such a good start to the season. Seems like he's really starting to kind of taper off. So hopefully they can get him going. And I want to see Marvin Mims involved in the offense more. He had an explosive play. Obviously, with the touchdown return, but man, I really like to see him moved in. But that's the thing, man. It's kind of like every week, depending on the situation, depending on how everything seems to work out. It's always other guys that are contributing and doing enough. So we'll see if we keep it rolling. It's great. It's been a fun team.
And Benito having a couple sacks. Allen made a really crucial third down pressure that almost could have been a pick. He almost got a pick. I'm not gonna say he should he threw it and he threw his hand out and hit it, but that would have been amazing. For some reason that I'm just hoping I'm not betting on this, but I'm hoping that we have a streak of we're due a lot of turnovers is what I'm saying. This defense is due a lot of turnovers.
Totally.
I hope they come in these next 4 games or playoffs.
Or in the playoffs. If they got to save them for the playoffs, I'm good with that for sure.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that would be awesome. I'm in full agreement with that. And Kodiak also said Franklin has the worst hand-eye coordination I've ever seen from a professional athlete. Yeah, it seems, man, it seems like he has these stretches where he's almost like doesn't. I don't know if it's a vision thing or what it is, but he does make some frustrating plays. I mean, even like that bobble, right? Which I think ultimately was the right call, even though it's annoying. Like I was when it happened, I was like, man, great play by Franklin to like hold on through that contact, right? After having a drop earlier. Um, but yeah, it'd be nice to see him going because he's explosive, man, when he does get rolling. But
Yep.
I also think that just the emergence of Pat Bryant has kind of limited his role to being more of a deep threat kind of a guy too.
Yeah. And I mean, he did. I was a good holding on to that, honestly. But I don't know. I feel like they screwed him a lot. Still feel like he got the first down, but
Yeah.
we're
Well,
at
I'm
the
not gonna
point.
lie. Like I did too. And then when I watched the replay, I was like, oh, I hope they don't review that because I don't think that was actually a first down.
Well, to me, it's like if
And
the
they
refs
didn't.
can screw us, they will screw us.
They will.
So it's
They
like
will.
just build. You got to at this point just build it in. Don't
Yeah.
do anything they can even pretend was close. Like don't. Like there was a one today where Bo ran for it on third down, looked like he got it. They spotted it, lad, he got it. Then they said 4th and inches. Then they said 4th and 2, and then they moved it back to 4th and 1. And I was like, what is
Did they
happening right
though?
now?
Like, did they or was it that the guy misspoke? Did they actually have fourth and
The
2 or 4th and 1 on the?
On the screen it said 4th and 2. Then the guy said 4th and 2. Then it got changed back to 4th. So okay, he ran for it. The guy the sideline ref runs in, spotting it. He looks like he got it. It's right on the line. So I'm like, okay. Then it says 4th and inches. Then it said 4th and 2. Then it said 4th and 1, and it was like this. And it was like, if it was anything, if he was short, it was by this much. But like,
Yeah.
that's where I was like, okay, build it in right now. If they can mess with us, they're going to mess with us. And then ended up going for it and getting it. Thank God. But
Yeah.
like, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like,
Well,
you have to
I
do
was
more.
confused too because even on the Mims run, it was like 2nd and 4, and they gave him the little end around, and
Yeah,
it looked like he was like a yard short maybe.
exactly.
And then, but they said that it was 3rd and 2, and I don't even know if Sean knew that it was 3rd and 2 because running a quarterback sneak on 3rd and 2 is kind of weird. And he looked a little bit confused and like was talking to the ref about something. So yeah, I don't know, but there's every week, and not just in the Broncos games, like every week you watch the game and the refs just are making awful calls, or
Yeah.
half the time they're sitting there and just trying to like deliberate amongst themselves, figuring out what the hell happens. Like it's like they don't, dude. It's such an issue, and it doesn't have to be.
This is why like the conspiracy theorists have ammo because of that stuff.
Yeah, oh
It
yeah,
looks
no,
like
100%.
somebody has an agenda. It does.
It does, and like there's no consistency, any of that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating, but I mean, the team keeps playing through it. They keep not allowing for it to bother them, and that's all you can really ask for, I guess, at this point.
Yeah. Pull up Kodiak's question here at the end here.
Oh,
What was your thoughts on handing off to Harvey 4th and 3 at the end of the game?
on the 4th and 3.
Mm,
Yeah, I thought it's the only logical move. I mean, because you have to take off as much clock as you can. I think he was probably tempted to want to throw it. I liked it. I was fine
well,
with
why
it. I
not kick
thought,
a field goal?
oh, why not kick it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's a good point too. I was kind of thinking about. I feel like I would have ran it, and the reason that I would have ran it is because it's really good opportunity for us to like practice and get as many reps in those situations where you want to put the game away, and they're going to know that you're running the football, and we are going to run the football, and we're going to have to go out there and get it. And obviously, unfortunately, we didn't. I think it looked like a couple linemen missed their assignments completely on that, but
Yeah.
I think that's mainly what it was because, I mean, you're going to win the game anyways. I think at that point we were up, was it 10? I think
Yeah.
then.
We were up 10.
Yeah, it was up 10. So I feel like you know you're going to win the game. It's just one of those late game situations where it's like, let's see if we can, you know, kind of like what's the phrase that I'm looking for?
Just
Like,
close it.
yeah, like I guess almost like flex our muscles and show that like even though we know that they know that we're going to run it, we can still do it. Something that wanted to see this Broncos team be able to do more. We did it last time against the Raiders. We had a 4-minute drive and killed the clock.
Yeah.
But can we do it now with RJ and them? So I thought it was fine at the time. Looking back, I mean, kicking the field goal would have made sense too, but that's the reason that I would have ran it. I don't know if that's what Sean Payton was thinking too, but he was probably just like, I want to get out of this game and I want to be able to win it. And I think it's a good mindset to have for a team of like, we are going to be the ones, regardless of the game, regardless of the situation, we want to be the ones with the ball at the end.
Yeah. I guess that's probably what it was. I personally was like, let's kick a field goal. And then don't kick off till they can return it. Just kick through the back. And then now we're up 13 and they're starting at the 35. But you have to execute the field goal. That's a type of play that can go bad if you don't. And it doesn't give you, it's a 2-possession game already. It doesn't make it a 3-possession game. So it makes it, they can't kick a field goal and then onside kick it and then, or can't throw a Hail Mary or whatever, because it's 13 points instead of 10 now. But like, I get why Sean did it. It was more of like a mentality thing, I think.
Yeah. No,
but
I think that's mainly what it was.
If this game was against somebody in the playoffs, I don't know if you're going for that.
No, 100%. Yeah. I mean, in that situation for sure. But then again, like you're up 10, right?
It will
you're up
finish
10,
the game if you do it.
Yeah, I mean, you're up 10. Like, I feel like even if it was a playoff game, like you're up 10 with 1:04 left, I almost feel like you want to be in control of that, of what happens. And you get it, great. You don't, it is what it is. Because even at that point, like they were at the 28-yard line. So if you give them the ball back down 10 or down 13 at the 35, it's essentially the same. Like, it almost ends up really being the same thing. With a minute left. Now, if it's a couple minutes, then it's different. But
it's just that they now outscored, they're 13 behind instead of 10. They can't get the field goal, onside kicks, Hail Mary situation. They have to do 2 touchdowns. That's the only thing.
2 touchdowns. Yeah. No, I get it. I could see it going both ways.
Yeah. It's an interesting question because I thought, I know what I would have done, and I had a feeling I knew what Sean was going to do, and Sean did what I thought he was going to do, because but that's again another thing about Sean Payton is like, he's not scared. The reason why this team is where it is because of Sean Payton doing stuff like that, because he has the confidence, he builds confidence, and he like, that's who he is. He's like, I'm going for it on 4th, and that's just because I believe we're going to get it. That's who he is.
Yeah. No, 1,000%. And I also think too, like, maybe you talk about a playoff game or a different situation, you could throw the ball there too. Because if it's incomplete, the clock's stopping anyways.
Yeah.
And you can mix things up. But overall, I didn't worry about it too much, just given the fact that it was a 10-point lead and they had no timeouts and there was a minute left. It makes things quite a bit different. If it was on the other side of the 2-minute warning, then I think you obviously kick it and you roll that way.
And the drive before, that long drive that we almost hit Cortland in the end zone for the touchdown, and then it was off. He did kick that field goal to put him up 3 scores instead of just going for it. And I felt like that was the correct move for sure. Like, go up 17, don't go for it on 4th to try to get, go up 21. So
yeah,
I think
that was a 19-play drive. They went on it for 4th earlier. Yeah. And I thought it was the smart move to do it.
And it was a sneak, so they could just.
Yeah, it was a sneak. It was a little bit easier. Like, it took a couple more minutes off the clock. But yeah, at that point, anytime you're in a situation where you can go up 17, you got to take that. It makes it an immediate 3-possession game. I think you got to do that. So.
And if we would have been up 13 right there, like, kick it 100%. Like, go up, 2 score, even if it's technically 2 scores, but you need 2-point conversions, like, do that. Like, but it's fine. I mean, the flow of that game was like, we can all agree this is over. We're going to give you some garbage, like yards and stuff, but come on. So, but again, just to recap this game, it was just like, they handled their business. They didn't take it lightly. I'm proud of like the mindset of coming in on the road and being like, we're not going to blow this. And even though it wasn't perfect, it was pretty darn clean. And
it was.
That's the way we should look against a team like that. So.
Yep. No doubt about it. Again, I think the biggest things is just like, those stupid self-inflicted penalties need to stop. for sure. And it
Yep.
shows that we finished with 8 penalties for 50 yards. Sean made a good point. I think 2 of them were like intentionally taken. So it
Yeah.
was really 6 penalties. But yeah, the penalties were annoying. But kudos on the offense for overcoming a few of those, which was good.
Okay,
But yeah,
real quick. This I was thinking about this because so Sean during the halftime interview, he said 2 of them were intentional. One specifically was very intentional because they were trying to get him to jump off on the fake field goal and then they punted, right? Obviously, that's intentional. The other one that kind of felt intentional, which logically seems dumb, but I kind of felt it might have been intentional, was when we drove down, it was whatever it was, 3rd and 4 and or 3rd and 3, and we were like inside the or 3rd and goal, whatever it was, inside the thing. And then he took the delay. We got a delay a game there, which it seemed like I don't know. That one felt weird to me. And then he did the quarterback
oh
run
no,
after
no.
that.
So it was a false start, and I think it was an intentional false start.
Was
I
it a
think
false?
that's what
I
it
thought
was.
no, that was a delay. 100% that was a delay. But
Because I remember the time had actually expired,
yeah,
but they didn't call a delay,
they called a
and
false start.
and it ended up saying they called the false start. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, that's pretty smart, man. Like you kind of take the false start instead. I mean, I guess in a way it's the same, but you don't have to take a timeout at that point. But
It
let me go
seems
back and look.
yeah, it seems crazy though to be like you're at the 3 and you're gonna take a 5-yard loss
Oh, it was
intentionally.
a
So you
delay
can,
game. Yeah,
yeah.
you're right.
So
It was a delay
therefore,
game.
but it felt purposeful. Like it did. Maybe I'm totally thinking Sean's too smart, but like it felt like if we would have done that same quarterback's run from the 3 or from the 4 or whatever it was, it's not going to be as wide open as it was when we got backed up and then did it. But I don't know. I don't know. For
Yeah.
some reason, in my gut feeling was like I feel like he did that purposely, so it'd be more wide open,
Mhm.
even though it seems crazy to take 5-yard loss there. So I don't know.
Yeah. No, it could have been. It could have been. Maybe they wanted a little bit more room to operate or
Well, because
something.
that kind of play, you kind of want them to drop back. You drop into
Yeah.
coverage. But if it's
Yeah.
tight, they're not going to.
Yeah. That's a good point. It's a good
It's
point.
interesting.
And I mean, really, you look at it like whether it's 3rd and goal from the 3 or 3rd and goal from the 8. It's kind of harder 3rd and goal from the 8 for the defense because
That's what I'm
now
saying. Yeah.
it's like now you can for sure play the pass, but there's always that tiny little threat if there's a run, especially if you're planning on going for it on 4th, like if you're going to be aggressive there. So uh, it's a really good point. I didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah. That was one where I was just like, that's weird that we got a delay right there because it felt like it was like, I don't know. If just go
Yeah.
back and watch that and see how you feel about it.
Yeah, and this is Raiders end of first half sequence is hysterically awful. Man, it was, and I was telling myself that, dude, we have a timeout. If we get a sack here, which we could with 4, and we take a timeout right away, like we can easily kick a field goal. They opted for the Hail Mary. And so how'd you feel about that, by the way? Would you rather try the 62-yarder?
Yes.
Yeah,
You're
I think so too.
inside. You're inside. But here's the thing. It's easy for me to say. I don't, he knows Will Lutz better than anybody. And sometimes when your kicker misses one, even though it's one that you're like, this is a long shot, but let's just try it. It puts them down a trajectory of like, I missed one now. Like, you know what I mean? Mentally
Yeah,
focus.
yeah,
Like,
it could.
so
But
I
it'd been
have a
sweet if he drilled it too, because I mean that's
right.
the thing is like, I mean he's got the leg to make it from 62, especially indoors. But I don't know if maybe they felt like the surface was weird. I mean there was a couple guys slipping, but not too
It's
much,
true.
because he even opted to not kick the 58-yarder,
That's
which
true.
I was saying to myself, given how like even though the defense didn't look good on the first drive, I'm like, man, like our defense is good, like should dominate their offense. I like the idea of pinning them down. Ended up pinning them on the 5, so it worked out really well. Then we gotta stop. It basically flipped the field and well, we got to stop it, and they punted it, and then we returned it to the house. So it worked out perfectly. But I'm also like a big love, like I have like a lot of love for Will Lutz, so I want to see him kind of kick those long ones too.
Yeah. And then remember there was one earlier in the season where we kicked from long and it was short. It was straight, but it was short. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
that was the really windy game though. You even saw the ball just like die.
Hang up, yeah.
Because I'm sitting there like, there's not a chance in hell Will Lutz would be short from 58. Never. I mean, not in a million years.
Right. And then one other quick note that like I just want to point out, one of the reasons, not the only reason I'm sure, but one of the reasons Sean Payton and Russell Wilson was like oil and water is because Russell Wilson mentality was, I don't want to throw an unnecessary pick because of my stats, because I'm trying to protect my legacy and trying to protect my money and all this stuff.
Mhm.
Bo Nix goes out there and they call a Hail Mary, and he's like, sure, I'll throw a Hail Mary. Who cares? It's probably going to get picked. There's a good chance this might get picked, but
Yeah,
he
he
can
don't give
try
a
to
shit.
throw. He doesn't get. That's the difference between Bo
Yeah,
Nix and Russell Wilson, and
and
why
just like
Sean Love won.
he doesn't care that he didn't get a passing touchdown today. I mean,
No,
he could care less. He was thrilled to be able to hand the ball off, and they score. And I always think to myself, like, if I was a quarterback, I think, like, would I get mad that I don't throw a pass? Like, no, dude. How nice would it be to just hand the ball off and your guy score? So that would be
right.
pretty sweet. Plus, obviously, he had the rushing touchdown. But yeah, you're right. And I was excited to see, like, all right, how is he going to throw this Hail Mary? I thought he got the ball up. I mean, man, Pat Bryant almost had it, but it was a really good throw, and it was like 60 yards. There's no problem in the air. So anybody out there that's still worried about Bo Nix's arm strength is just weird.
That's so dumb.
It's just very strange.
It was dumb at the time, I thought, but like that's fine. We can prove it to you, and we did. What's too bad about the Pat Bryant one is he had a couple of yards to back up and then jump, but he kind of like planted himself into the spot, and he's like, okay, I'm going to jump, and he barely missed it. But if he would have had one step back and then did that exact same jump, he would have had it, I think.
Yeah. Well, even timing I think he timed it a little early. Like if he timed it right, he's catching that ball. That would have been sweet. That would have been really cool.
What did Bo stat wise end up with? Because at one point in the game, I wasn't even paying attention, and they showed the stat real quick, and he was 30 of 36, and I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, he was 31 of 38. Yeah, he had a really good one. And I think that it was that, like, the throwaway that he essentially had that ended up being an attempt. So yeah, no, he was really good. He was really good, man. Super efficient. I think he started the game 6 of 7. Well, he was 6 of 6, obviously, at one point, and then he had the throwaway. So he was just clean. It was just a clean game. Like, I don't think he had many throws at all that got him in danger. I loved his pocket manipulation. He obviously is so good at throwing on the run. He was decisive. Like, I love how he knows. It seems like now he knows 100% exactly where his check down is every time.
Yep.
And he's got no problem getting there when he needs to get there and taking what the defense gives him. That's the big thing. And I think that'll help contribute to a lot less 3-and-outs moving forward too.
And there was one in the first half that I was like really proud of him, because it was like he kind of was stuck in the pocket. He couldn't bounce it out, and he was like, and he was kind of like, and then he's like, oh shoot, and then he got it to, I think it was Harvey or whoever, to dump it off and end up picking like 13. And I was just like, that was the only time I felt like he wasn't sure of where people were, and then he just kept his poise and kept his eyes downfield, and then saw him and then hit him, and I was like,
yep,
that was a really good football play.
Yeah, I thought he was fantastic. It's funny, Kodiak, because I actually feel the opposite. He said both threw the ball like 80 times today. It felt we were so efficient. I actually was shocked when I saw that he threw it 38 times and we ran it 31. I felt like that was flipped. I felt like Bo Nix really didn't throw it a lot today. And I don't know why I felt that. I just felt like, maybe because we still ran the ball so much more than we normally do. And we ran almost 80 plays. Yeah. Literally almost 80 plays. So there was just a lot of plays out there. But I was surprised when I saw that he threw it 38 times.
And a lot of it was that shorter stuff that was just like, this guy's going to be open on this. This guy's going to be open on this. And yeah, his stats could have even been better if a couple people make a couple tougher grabs. But like, that was good quarterbacking. That was NFL. Just like, I'm just going to go, I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm going to hit my guys and get out of here. And that's what it was.
Yep. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Just crazy. Like, a part of me is still kind of shocked that like this team's won 10 games in a row. But it's been fun. It's been a fun season. Cannot believe we're 11-2. We had 10 wins all of last year, and we got the 10th one. When was that? It was early January, and we ended up getting our 11th win on December 7th.
Yeah.
First game in December. So
yeah, that's
pretty
true.
Nice turnaround.
We haven't won 11 games in a long time. Long time. And
last time we won 11 or more, like we got to 11, we were in the Super Bowl, and it was in the same place that it is this year.
Yep.
So 10 years ago.
Let's
Crazy.
hope that continues.
I hope so, man. I hope so. Well, we'll wrap it up, man. Any final thoughts or anything before, I guess tomorrow's horsepower hour where we really dive into everything?
I just liked, again, I like the way that they came out mentality wise. I think they heard a lot of the noise of like, oh, they're always behind in some sort of the game and they only win by 3 or 1 or whatever. And it was like, okay, well, we should win this game decisively. And we did win this game decisively. It ended up looking closer where the haters are going to have something to say. Oh, you only beat them. But we all know that game was over in the third quarter. Like that game was over. So
yeah,
I like the way they attacked this game. Sean Payton's a master at like the psychological aspect of it, and yeah, I had no notes.
Yeah, no, me neither. Me neither. Not too much. I just want to go out to this question. Why do you think Ingram was only targeted twice today? I just think it was one of those like game flow situations, man. A lot of the times, they asked him to block a little bit more on the run plays. In the times where we were throwing it a lot, it was just like other dudes were there getting open. But I don't think it's cause for concern. Like we saw a glimpse of what he could do last week. I think he'll start being featured a little bit more too. But I mean, we had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 different guys catch the football today.
Yeah, no, dudes. I thought he spread it really well.
Was spread out everywhere. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was pretty insane. So, and it was a lot of get the backs involved in the run game. I felt in the pass game. I felt like as well. So I just think it was more of a game flow type of a thing. Denver's winning the bowl. I hope so, man. Fingers crossed is absolutely right, Jeremy. Yeah, man. So I'm excited. I'm excited about this. I'm excited for Horsepower Hour. I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy every single one of these wins. And and be sure to tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m. Mountain, for Horsepower Hour. We'll dive into everything with more notes, and maybe we'll do a Broncos debrief tomorrow too.
Okay,
if there's a lot to debrief on, it might be a little bit more tough because this, like I said, it's just kind of a strange game. Not so much to really talk about. But we could always look at some things that were good. So stay tuned for that as well.
All right.
Cool. Appreciate y'all in the comments, man. Everyone was dope, and y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Go Broncos, baby. Peace.
Go Broncos.